Pomeranians are one of the cutest dog breeds, but did you know that they are said to go through an ugly duckling phase? Yep, around 7 months old, Poms tend to shed their fuzzy puppy coat and go through a bit of an awkward phase. Think middle school. They actually call it the puppy uglies. Thankfully, this ugly duckling phase is only temporary, and once their adult coat has grown in, their supreme cuteness is restored. Hi there, and welcome to Biscuit and Friends. In this video, we will explore 10 interesting facts about Pomeranians. Be sure to subscribe to Biscuit and Friends for more videos like this, and don't forget to say hello in the comments below. Let's get started. Number 1. Poms are descended from Arctic sled dogs. Pomeranians and their very similar looking cousin, the German Spitz, are descendants of Arctic dog breeds from 6,000 years ago or more. They were named after the region where they were initially bred, Pomerania, which is located in northern Poland and Germany along the Baltic Sea. The most noticeable difference between the Pom and the German Spitz is their size. Sometimes Poms are referred to as toy Spitz or dwarf Spitz. Number 2. Pomeranians have a regal history. Queen Victoria of England made Poms famous in 1891 when she adopted a red sable Pomeranian named Windsor's Marco. At the same time, she established a large breeding kennel for Pomeranians and helped to establish breed standards that would later be adopted by kennel clubs. Queen Victoria's Marco was smaller at just 12 pounds than the average Pom at the time. As a result, it became popular to breed smaller Poms, and during her reign, the Pom's size was said to have reduced by 50%. Queen Victoria was said to have owned 35 Poms at one point, and it was rare for her to be without them. Even during her travels, her Pomeranians had their own special train compartment, as well as their own security. Number 3. Queen Victoria was not the first royal to adopt a Pomeranian. Before Queen Victoria, her grandmother, Queen Charlotte, was a Pomeranian superfan. When she came to England to be married to George III, she brought along her 2 Poms, Phoebe and Mercury. In the popular Netflix series Bridgerton, Queen Charlotte is often accompanied by a Pomeranian, but they are the much smaller modern toy Poms. Queen Charlotte's actual Poms were about 30 pounds each. Trivia time out. Let's take a quick break for today's trivia question. Pomeranians have been crossed with other breeds to make some very interesting combinations. Which of these crosses is not a real Pomeranian mix? A Brusselranian, a Cavapom, a Jackaranian, or a Bernapom? Comment your answer below and be sure to stay tuned for the answer. Number 4. Trauma is the number 1 cause of death for Pomeranian puppies. Pomeranian puppies are tiny and can injure themselves from something as seemingly harmless as jumping off a couch. Since little dogs don't always know they're little, protect your Pom from injury by creating a puppy-safe area and always supervising children and other pets. Number 5. Poms should not use a collar for walks. Poms are susceptible to a condition known as tracheal collapse, which occurs when the rings that normally maintain the shape of the windpipe collapse or cave in, closing the airway. Symptoms of tracheal collapse include a honking cough, fainting spells, and wheezing. The occurrence of tracheal collapse typically increases in frequency and severity as the dog ages. Using collars, which put pressure on the dog's neck, can cause or exacerbate tracheal collapse. Instead of using a collar and a leash to walk your dog, choose a harness that leaves the dog's neck free. Number 6. Pomeranians can suffer from alopecia X. Pomeranians have a natural, spectacular coat. Unfortunately, just like humans, dogs can suffer from alopecia X, which is another name for abnormal hair loss. Alopecia X in Poms typically occurs after that puppy uglies stage and can be caused by genetics, thyroid, or adrenal dysfunction, or skin parasites. To keep your Pom's coat healthy, the AKC recommends brushing twice a week. Never shave your Pom, as their hair may not grow back the same. Number 7. Poms are popular with celebrities. Their vibrant personality, convenient size, and commanding big dog demeanor give them a real presence that celebrities seem to love. A few of the famous people who've owned Poms include Mozart, Gwen Stefani, Sylvester Stallone, and Paris Hilton. Number 8. Chopin composed a waltz inspired by Poms. Frédéric Chopin composed the Minute Waltz as a dedication to the Countess Delphina Potocka. It is said that he was inspired to write the quick, jaunty piece after watching a Pomeranian dog chase its tail. Number 9. Pomeranians come in 23 different colors, more than any other dog breed. Originally, Poms were usually white, but Queen Victoria's famous dog Marco was said to be an auburn dog with tawny red hair. Many people believe that breeders began to develop new colors in response to Marco's popularity. Now, the most common colors of Poms are orange, black, or cream and white, but they can also be any combination of white, black, brown, red, orange, cream, blue, sable, black, brown and tan, spotted, brindle, and party. The Merle Pomeranian is a color that has been recently developed by breeders. It is characterized by solid base color with lighter blue-gray patches. Number 10. A Pomeranian almost destroyed one of Isaac Newton's manuscripts. Poms can get a little excited sometimes, like when someone rings the doorbell or walks by the house or delivers the mail. It seems that Isaac Newton's Pom, Diamond, was also a little excitable. According to legend, one evening when Newton was working by candlelight, there was a knock at the door. As he left his study to answer the door, Diamond got excited by the unfamiliar voice and knocked the candle over onto the manuscript, which contained 20 years worth of research. It is said that despite losing much of his work, Newton lovingly picked Diamond up and said, "Oh, Diamond, Diamond, thou little knowest the damage thou hast done." It's possible she was just testing the theory of gravity, right? Number 10. 2 Pomeranians survived the sinking of the Titanic. In total, there were 12 dogs aboard the Titanic when it hit a glacier and sank. Only 3 of those dogs survived, and 2 of them were Pomeranians. One belonged to Elizabeth Rothschild. It is said that when the rescue ship Carpathia came to collect survivors from the lifeboats, they initially refused to bring the dog onto their vessel, but Mrs. Rothschild refused to leave the lifeboat without her dog, and the sailors finally relented. The other surviving Pom, named Lady, belonged to Margaret Beckstein Hayes, who wrapped her dog in blankets before bringing her aboard the lifeboat. Number 11. JiffPom is a social media star and world record holder. Even if you didn't realize it, you've probably seen JiffPom. He was featured in Katy Perry's music video for Dark Horse and has appeared in commercials for CoverGirl, Target, Banana Republic, and more. He has an agent and makes appearances at celebrity events and on social media. As of September 2021, JiffPom has more than 10 million followers on Instagram, the most of any animal. At one point, JiffPom held 2 Guinness World Records for speed, the fastest 10 meters on his hind legs and the fastest 5 meters on his front paws. His other tricks include shaking hands, bowing, riding a skateboard, and even stamping his own autograph. Trivia timeout. It's time to answer today's Trivia Timeout question. Here it is again. Pomeranians have been crossed with other breeds to make some very interesting combinations. Which of these crosses is not a real Pomeranian mix? A. Brusselsranian, B. Cavapom, C. Jackaranian, or D. Bernapom? The answer is D. We haven't heard of Poms being crossed with the Bernese Mountain Dog yet. Now for the final item on our list. Number 12. Boo is the other social media star Pomeranian, While JiffPom might dominate TikTok and Insta, the most popular Pom on Facebook is Boo. By February 2022, he had 15 million followers on Facebook. And with that, we've reached the end of our list of interesting facts about Pomeranians. We hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe to Biscuit and Friends so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.